Ever felt like um, you and your partner are just operating on completely different wavelengths?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Like you're speaking different languages, maybe? Even when you're using the same words?
Yeah, or just feeling fundamentally misunderstood. It's incredibly common, isn't it?
It really is those moments where, connection just feels elusive.
Right. And the relationship feels less like a sanctuary and more like, well, maybe a source of constant friction sometimes.
Exactly. But what if those frustrations don't actually stem from a lack of love?
Okay.
What if it's more about a lack of understanding? Like if appreciating some core dynamics could really shift how you interact.
That's precisely the territory we're exploring in this deep dive. Yeah.
Good.
We're pulling some key insights from a really powerful source. It's a book by Bo Sanchez, and it actually draws heavily on some of those big relationship bestsellers.
Oh, yeah. Like which ones?
Well, like John Gray's Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Classic.
Right, right.
Heard of it.
And Gary Chapman's The Five Love Languages. Another big one.
Okay, so we've got some solid groundwork here.
Hmm.
Let's unpack this then. Our mission, really, is to take this wisdom and boil it down.
Distill it, yeah.
Get to the essential nuggets. We want to get right to the heart of how to appreciate the inherent differences between partners.
And how to express love in a way that actually lands, that truly resonates.
Yes, and ultimately how to build a relationship that feels not just like functional, but genuinely rewarding, fulfilling.
It's about moving beyond just, trying harder, maybe gritting your teeth, and instead learning how to intentionally use your unique self to love your partner in the specific ways they feel loved and valued.
Okay, I like that. Using your uniqueness for the relationship.
Exactly.
So buckle up, everyone. By the end of this, you should hopefully walk away with some real shortcuts to understanding these key patterns.
And some concrete, actionable steps, things you can actually start trying out, like today.
Less theory, more what can I actually do?
That's the goal. Practical insight you can apply right now.
All right, let's jump in. First big idea from this material. The concept that men and women are kind of fundamentally wired differently.
Right, the Mars and Venus thing, that allegory.
That's the one, like being from different planets.
And it's really important to clarify, like the book does, these differences aren't seen as flaws. Not at all.
That's key.
The perspective here is that these distinctions, yeah, they can be challenging sometimes, but they're actually intended to be a source of strength.
Also,
Well, they can sort of push you to rely on something bigger than yourselves, maybe God, maybe just mutual support. They foster that interdependence.
so needing each other because you're different.
Exactly. And surprisingly, it can cultivate a deeper intimacy precisely because you're not the same.
But here's where the friction comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you forget these differences or just ignore them, conflict seems almost inevitable.
Totally. You fall into that trap, maybe subconsciously, of expecting your partner to think and feel and react just like you do.
Men expect women to act like men.
And women expect men to act like women, which, when you say it out loud, sounds kind of silly, right?
Yeah, it does. So the book outlines, 4 key areas where this really shows up?
Yeah, 4 key dynamics where these differences often cause the most misunderstanding.
Okay, let's dive into number 1. Men want control, women want closeness. I thought the leaky faucet example they used was really good.
It's a perfect illustration, isn't it? So imagine a woman asks her partner to fix a leaky faucet.
Okay, simple request.
From her view, yeah. It's a bid for help, for connection, maybe feeling supported.
Right.
But for many men, hearing a request can sometimes feel a bit like being given an order.
Okay.
And that can kind of poke at their sense of autonomy, their control. They want to help, sure, but they often feel this need to initiate it themselves or maybe do it on their own timeline.
So it's not about being unwilling, necessarily. It's the perception of the request.
Exactly. How it lands. So what's the practical takeaway?
Yeah, what do you do with that?
Well, for men, it's about maybe being more proactive, taking initiative, especially with stuff around the house.
Don't wait to be asked.
Maybe not always. Step up and ask, hey, what needs doing? That kind of bypasses the feeling of being controlled.
Okay. And for women?
The suggestion is sometimes consciously step back. Don't immediately jump in and do the task the man is maybe supposed to handle.
Let him take the lead on it.
Yeah. The book contrasts, like courtship, where men often take the lead more, and marriage, where sometimes women can default into managing everything, organizing the gifts, planning the trips.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
So the encouragement is to kind of allow men to step back into that leadership or initiative role in certain areas, let them feel that sense of control and contribution.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Reframing simple requests. Okay, difference number 2. Men are goal-oriented, women are relationship-oriented.
Right. This touches on what the source calls like Martian values, authority, achievement, efficiency.
Get it done.
Versus Venusian values more centered on feelings, connection, the relationship itself.
Okay. And how does this play out?
Well, this explains a lot of common friction. Men, coming from that goal-oriented place, often resist unsolicited advice.
Why is that?
Because it can feel like an unspoken criticism, like you couldn't figure this out yourself.
Challenges their competence.
Exactly. In that mindset, you only really seek advice when you've decided you need it. You're ready to solve the problem. So when a woman is just sharing a problem...
Just venting, maybe?
Yeah. A man's instinct is often to jump straight into solution mode. Fix it.
Right. The classic boss problem example. She's talking about her frustrating day, wants to share the feeling.
And he listens for 2 minutes and is like, okay, here's what you do. Tell your boss.
Yeah. Been there.
He thinks he's being helpful,
Well,
offering the fix. But she wasn't looking for a solution. She was looking for empathy, understanding.
just to be heard.
Exactly. The book has this great image. Men need to kind of take off their Mr. I can solve your problem hat
Okay.
and put on their Mr. Oh no, that's terrible hat.
I like that.
The goal isn't fixing it. It's just listening, validating the emotion. Wow, that sounds really rough.
And one of the most powerful things here, I thought, was that you just cannot argue with a woman's emotion.
That's such a critical point the source makes. She has absolute authority on how she feels. Period.
So when she says something like, you never listen to me, or you always take so long,
Or even, you don't love me anymore. These are expressions of her current feeling.
not necessarily literal objective facts.
Right. So the wrong response is to argue the facts.
No.
But I am listening right now, or it was only 5 minutes. That just invalidates her feeling.
So what's a better approach?
Acknowledge the feeling, maybe apologize for your part in it, show you care about how she feels, something like, oh, I'm so sorry I made you feel unheard. I wasn't paying close enough attention.
Acknowledge, validate, show care.
Got it.
Okay. Third key difference. Men hide in their caves to cope with stress.
While women talk to others to cope with stress.
Right. The cave thing.
Yeah. When a man's stressed or troubled, his common response is to withdraw. Get quiet.
Zone out on the TV.
Could be TV, reading, just thinking things through internally. It's his metaphorical cave. He tends to come out when he's processed it or found a solution.
Okay.
And women.
Typically process stress very differently, often by talking through the details, connecting with others to feel better, sharing the burden.
So you've got a stressed man wanting quiet solitude, meeting a stressed woman who really needs to talk it all out.
Collision course. Yeah, big time.
So what's the actionable advice here?
It's kind of twofold. Men are encouraged to maybe learn to share their burdens sometimes with their wives. Resist that default urge to completely withdraw every time.
Okay. The vulnerability.
And for women, it's really vital to recognize that the cave thing is often just, well, a guy thing, a natural coping mechanism for many men.
So don't take it personally.
Try not to. Give him space when he seems to need it. Maybe process your own stress with friends instead of pushing him to talk when he's clearly retreated.
Let him have his cave time. Right. And the book adds a nice touch. Showing appreciation for him, even when he's quiet, often helps him feel safer and maybe come out of the cave sooner.
Interesting. Okay, fourth difference. Men are empowered when they feel needed, respected, and appreciated.
And women are empowered when they feel cherished and cared for.
Okay, this gets to core motivations, right?
Absolutely. So if a man doesn't feel needed, the source suggests he can become passive. If he feels like he can't make his wife happy or earn her respect, his confidence takes a hit.
So feeling respected and appreciated fuels him.
Exactly. When his partner respects him, trusts him, shows appreciation for his efforts, it really fuels his desire to contribute more, to give more.
And the dynamic for women, how does that work?
Well, if a woman doesn't feel consistently cherished, truly cared for, she can get depleted. Feel like she has to take on everything because she doesn't feel supported.
Exhausted, maybe compulsively responsible.
That's the idea. But when she feels deeply cherished, prioritized, She feels replenished, more able to give freely from a place of fullness, not obligation.
So what's the guidance here for men?
For men, it's about proactively building their own confidence, first off, and then consistently acting in ways that cherish their partner. And interestingly, the book notes that this consistency actually reinforces the man's own confidence. It's a positive cycle.
Okay. And for women, the advice is pretty direct, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of says, look, acknowledge your part in the dynamic. If you're exhausted from doing too much, you likely played a role by maybe not setting clear boundaries earlier.
Ouch. But okay, so setting limits is key.
Definitely. Things like, if the yelling continues, I'm going to need to leave the room, or I appreciate you asking, but I can't take that on right now. Clear, calm boundaries.
And asking for support differently.
Yes. Actively asking for support, framing it as needing his help, his capability, rather than demanding or dwelling on past failures. This lets him feel needed and competent.
Makes sense. Allows him to step up.
And a really crucial point the source emphasizes for women. Lavishly praise your man. That's the word used. It presents this as almost non-negotiable. It's seen as a fundamental need for many men.
Like fuel.
Exactly. They're often more externally motivated by appreciation, needing that verbal affirmation to feel confident in themselves and in their role. It's a guy thing, according to this perspective.
Okay, this whole motivation thing connects to another interesting point. How men and women often score points differently.
Oh, yeah. This is fascinating. Men might think the big, grand gestures are what really count. You know, landing the huge promotion, buying the expensive gift, planning that epic vacation. High score.
Right. Major points for major efforts.
But according to this perspective, women tend to tally points differently. For many women, both small gestures and big gestures often count equally.
Right, equally.
Each caring action, regardless of how big or small, earns 1 point.
Wow. Okay, that totally changes the game then. So that huge career win is 1 point.
Right.
But bringing home her favorite, like, $2 chocolate bar on a random Tuesday is also 1 point.
That's the idea presented precisely.
Wow. So the actionable insight for men here is small stuff matters a lot.
Huge. Consistency in the small things is incredibly powerful. The source lists a bunch of examples.
Like what? Give us some.
Okay. Giving a hug when you arrive home, asking about her day and really listening, putting the phone down.
Undivided attention.
Right. Bringing inexpensive small gifts, a single flower, that favorite chocolate, planning regular dates, even simple ones, giving genuine compliments.
Listening without jumping to solutions. We talked about that.
Yep. Apologizing sincerely when you mess up, aiming for like 4 hugs a day, saying I love you a couple times daily, consciously prioritizing her over distractions, sometimes kids, work, phone.
Even carrying her picture, it mentioned.
Yeah, little things. Doing these consistently can apparently heal past resentments and, importantly, makes the man feel capable and powerful because he sees, hey, I am making her happy.
Okay. And for women, the flip side.
The reciprocal advice is to genuinely appreciate these little things. Notice them, acknowledge them.
Why is that so important?
Because when she reacts positively to his small acts of care, it reinforces his behavior. It makes him feel effective. Like, yes, I did that. I made her happy. The book notes that men, kind of deep down, really yearn to be admired.
And if a woman isn't appreciating those things?
Well, the source suggests maybe she doesn't fully grasp how vital it is for his motivation. Or she might be kind of stuck in resentment over past hurts, finding it hard to see the good.
Okay. And the book also flips it, right? How women score points with men.
Yeah, it gives examples for that too. Things like not saying I told you so.
Ooh, that's a hard one sometimes.
Tell me about it. Being okay if he gets lost driving. Quickly accepting his apologies instead of dragging it out.
Welcoming him back from the cave warmly.
Right. Not giving unsolicited advice about his stuff.
Right.
And asking for his support when she's struggling instead of just kind of dwelling on her failures, which might make him feel helpless.
So looking across all these differences, stress, requests, appreciation, scoring points, the main principle seems simple, but deep.
Stunningly simple, yet profound. The key to loving well is to learn to love your partner in the specific ways they feel loved. Understand their world.
Which brings us perfectly to the next big pillar, Gary Chapman stuff. Understanding the love languages.
Yes, the 5 love languages.
Yeah.
Such influential work.
So the core idea, as this book highlights it, is that everyone has a primary love language.
Right, exactly. And you could be pouring out effort, showing love constantly, But if it's not in your partner's main language, they might honestly not feel loved.
It's like you're, I don't know, broadcasting on FM radio, but they're tuned to AM.
Great analogy. The signal isn't getting through. It's about filling their emotional love tank, as Chapman calls it, but with the right kind of fuel for them.
Okay, so let's break down the 5, according to the source material. First, words of affirmation.
This is all about the power of verbal praise, appreciation, encouragement. Spoken or written words that build up.
And the book gives a really clear guideline, doesn't it? Aim for what, 7 praises a day?
Yeah, sincerely praise your spouse and kids at least 7 times daily. It contrasts that with what it calls a laureate of criticisms that many families serve up instead.
Oof, laureate of criticisms. If finding 7 things seems hard.
The advice is to actively shift your focus. Start noticing the good things you might be taking for granted. Look for them.
Okay, second language. Focused time together.
And the key word there is focus. This isn't just being in the same zip code.
Right, crucial distinction. The source says just being in the same room, or in the car, watching TV together, or even being there with the kids around. That doesn't necessarily count.
No, it means undivided attention. Phone down, distractions off, facing each other, genuinely engaging in conversation or a shared activity.
And the recommendation is daily focus time plus a weekly date.
Yeah, even a simple date. Doesn't have to be fancy, just dedicated connection time.
Wow. The book mentioned that statistic about dads thinking they spent 30 minutes a day focused on kids.
But observation showed it was closer to 45 seconds.
Yeah, that's striking. It shows how easily we can mistake just being present for actual connection.
Definitely. Okay, third language. Receiving gifts.
The point here isn't materialism. It's that for people with this language, gifts are powerful symbols of love.
Like a wedding ring. It's more than just gold and a stone.
Exactly. It symbolizes commitment, being thought of, and gifts don't need to be expensive at all. The book really emphasizes that inexpensive, thoughtful gifts given regularly.
Like
Picking a wildflower, leaving their favorite candy bar, a simple card, a handwritten note, even just sending a music file you know they'd like. These can be incredibly potent if this is their language. It shows you were thinking of them.
Okay. Fourth, acts of service.
For some people, actions speak louder than words or gifts or anything else. Nothing says I love you quite like doing something helpful for them.
Like chores, running errands.
Giving a back rub, helping with a project they're struggling with. The source tells that story about the woman needing help with heavy garden soil. Oh, yeah. And her husband, whose language probably wasn't acts of service.
Right. Maybe his was words of affirmation. He just shouted helpful advice from the porch instead of actually getting his hands dirty and helping her.
He was trying to show love his way, but it missed the mark for her.
Totally. So if this is your partner's language, intentional, helpful action is the key. Rolling up your sleeves.
I got it. And finally, the 5th language, physical touch.
Hugs, holding hands, a hand on the back, cuddling. The importance of physical connection, really from the moment we're born.
The book mentions studies about baby brain development and touch.
Yeah, showing faster development with more physical contact. And that need doesn't just vanish when we grow up.
There were some psychological teachings cited, too, about daily hugs.
Right, needing like 4 hugs a day just for basic survival, emotionally speaking, and maybe 7 or more to really feel nurtured and nourished.
Wow. 4 to survive, 7 to thrive.
Something like that. The source even connects a potential lack of non-sexual physical affection from parents, especially fathers, to things like later issues with sexual promiscuity in young people. It suggests a hunger for that basic safe touch.
That's powerful. A reminder of how fundamental touch is.
Absolutely. It encourages hugging your parents every time you meet them, for instance.
So, okay, we have these 5 languages. How do you figure out your own primary one? And maybe more importantly, your partner's or your kids'?
The source gives 4 really insightful questions to help you kind of triangulate this.
Okay, what are they?
First, what makes you feel most loved by this person? When do you feel absolutely full of love from them?
Okay. Second.
What hurts you the most?
Okay.
What does this person do or not do that leaves you feeling empty or unloved?
The flip side. Third.
What do you request of this person most often? What do you find yourself asking for again and again?
Interesting. And fourth.
What do you give most often? How do you naturally tend to express love to this person?
So your answers across those 4 often point towards your primary language.
Exactly. And they give you really strong clues about the languages of the people you care about, too.
The book included a really moving story near the end of this section about a woman whose husband died suddenly.
Oh, yeah. That was heartbreaking.
Her deep regret, realizing only afterwards all the ways she could have shown him love now that she understood these languages better, but the chance was gone.
It's a powerful, maybe even urgent reminder, isn't it? If you have the relationship, if you have the time now,
Don't wait.
don't wait. Start applying this. Start showing love intentionally today in the ways that will actually be received.
Which leads us perfectly into the final big message from these sources. Fantastic relationships don't just happen.
This is so critical. It's not passive. A great marriage, a deep connection. It isn't something you just stumble into or get lucky with.
You don't just receive it.
No,
That is
you
where-
actively build it. You intentionally create it day by day, choice by choice. It takes conscious effort. It takes work.
And the foundation for all that intentional building, according to this material, is honor.
Honor.
No.
Yeah. Defining it as recognizing and really valuing the incredible worth of the other person.
Like the analogy of an antique chair or a piece of art.
Exactly. You look at it, you recognize its inherent value, its preciousness, and you treat it accordingly. With care, with respect.
So the perspective here is, your partner is a precious gift. See them that way. Honor their intrinsic worth. You choose to impute that value.
Right. And the book outlines 3 key ways to actively express this honor in daily life. First, prioritize the person.
Put them first.
Make your spouse the most important human relationship. More important than friends, than work, than hobbies, TV, the computer, even sleep sometimes.
How does that look practically?
It means intentionally scheduling time for them. Those regular dates we mentioned, focused conversations, planning getaways together. Making it undeniably clear through your actions that they are your priority.
Okay. Second way to show honor.
Express it through your words and your body language. The everyday stuff.
How you interact minute to minute.
Yeah. The source gives examples like how a family might greet the dad when he comes home, putting down what they're doing, offering a warm welcome, maybe having his favorite drink ready, preparing his chair.
Showing he's valued and expected.
Or how you greet your kids, maybe standing up when they enter the room, giving them a proper hug, acknowledging their immense value as children of God, as the source puts it, not just a grunt from the couch.
It contrasts this with being more polite to visitors than your own family sometimes.
Right. Ensuring your highest level of courtesy and attention is reserved for those closest to you.
Okay. And the third way to honor is through praise, which connects back to the love languages.
Yes, it's the direct opposite of criticism. The book makes that sad point about many families being on a starvation diet of praise, but getting 3 square meals of criticism daily.
Oof. Starvation diet of praise.
It really highlights the deep damage caused by habitual criticism or demeaning words. You know, you're stupid, you're no good, you're such a slob, or even saying hurtful things in anger like, I was unlucky to marry you.
That's actively dishonoring.
Absolutely. So honoring means cultivating the habit of looking for the good, looking for things to genuinely praise, and then voicing that appreciation, following that wisdom, like in Romans 12:10, honor one another above yourselves.
And communication is obviously woven through all of this. The source specifically calls out phrases to basically never say.
Yeah, the relationship killers, toxic phrases that blame, dismiss, or threaten, things like, I told you so, it's all your fault, what is wrong with you, I don't know why I even bother, or the ultimate weapon, threatening separation, if you don't like it, you can just leave.
Using separation as a threat in a fight is incredibly damaging.
Hugely dishonoring, the book emphasizes. It undermines the very foundation of security in the relationship.
The author, Bo Sanchez, shares that really personal story about a massive fight with his wife early in their marriage.
Yeah, 6 months in, threatening separation.
And feeling like he heard God tell him he wasn't just dishonoring her, but dishonoring God himself by how they were treating each other.
And how that was a huge turning point for them. It shifted their whole approach to conflict, made them focus on applying principles like being quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, especially when they were mad.
It shows that even knowing this stuff, applying it in the heat of the moment,
Yeah.
that takes real practice,
Yeah.
real intention.
Absolutely. It's a discipline.
Okay, finally, the source stresses this need to invest in constant renewal.
Yeah. Nurturing all aspects, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, both in yourselves and in the relationship itself. This is the ongoing maintenance.
The tune-ups.
Exactly. The stuff that keeps the relationship engine running smoothly. And the book gives this wonderful, practical list of actions for this renewal.
Let's hear some.
Okay. Start and end each day with a kiss. Simple, but powerful.
Wear your wedding ring consistently, like a visual, tangible reminder.
Go on that weekly date. Remember, doesn't have to be expensive. Focused conversation is the key.
Accept the differences you can't change. Consciously choose acceptance.
Give those little gifts often. Smile and wink at each other, touch each other frequently, back rubs, holding hands, massages.
The cell phone analogy was funny. Give your partner the kind of attention you give your phone.
Right. Laugh together often. Look for ways to do what your spouse wants before they even ask. Think ahead. What could I do to make them happier right now?
Call or text during the day just to connect. Hold hands when you're out.
Look your best for each other sometimes. Make an effort. Apologize quickly and sincerely. And pray for your spouse daily.
That's a great list. Very concrete.
And the author gives his own example, sharing how he intentionally carves out time for family hugs, picnics, dates, despite a really demanding ministry schedule.
It's about making the choice.
It reinforces that idea. It requires a conscious decision and ongoing effort to make a relationship truly thrive. It doesn't just happen.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, pulling from these really insightful sources, the key pillars seem clear. For building that thriving relationship, you need.
First, really getting your head around those inherent male-female differences, understanding, not judging.
Second, learning and consistently speaking your partner's specific love language, hitting their target.
Third, building everything on that foundation of actively honoring each other's incredible worth, seeing the gift.
Fourth, being super mindful about communication, avoiding those toxic patterns, choosing connection.
And fifth, committing to that ongoing process, constant investment, constant renewal, never coasting.
Right. And the central empowering message threaded through all of this.
Fantastic relationships are not an accident of fate. They are built deliberately, step by step, choice by choice.
And you, listening right now, with this knowledge, you have the power to make yours happen, or at least to significantly shape it.
Absolutely. You have agency here.
So here's a thought to leave you with, drawing from that idea of actively building. Considering these sources highlight your power to actually create blessings in your relationships. How can you use that power? Maybe through just one small act, one shifted perspective, or one intentionally kind word right now, today, in your most important connections.